I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 And welcome to the Canadian 4-on-4 Nationals here in Gloucester, Ontario. We are on day 2. We are at the big game. This is the finals of the seniors division. We have here Red from Halifax, Red Josh's version, not to be confused with any other version. And Yum here from Ontario, a mix of Ottawa, Toronto, a lot of different places here in Ontario. So we're going to start here with a land acknowledgement. Ottawa is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Be Ultimate, Discraft, Chocolat Favori Orléans, as well as Ottawa Tourism. So just to recap for our people here at home, the games are 50 minutes long, 5-0. We have a hard cap at half as well as at the end of the game, which means that when we hear the whistle, it's stoppage of point. And if we are at the end and the score is tied, they are to continue and finish the point. Half is going to be at 24 minutes. We also want to shout out C4UC next year. So 2026 C4UC will be in Montreal. Nice and close here for the Eastern teams. And also our broadcasting team here and the organizing crew at Ultimate Canada today has been and this weekend has been an all-women team. My name is Kimberly Morin-Coulombe. I will be a host here for the final alongside
Kat Fortin.
Hi, Kat.
Hello. I'm very excited about this one.
Oh, same. So we're seeing here Yum getting ready on the field, having some little pre-game banter. It's all fun before it starts. We have Red that's ironically in white right now, and then we have Yum in dark. Yum here, who has lost one of their main players, an important factor on the team, Luc Comiri, an important handler out of Goat Rush in Toronto. So unfortunately that's a big loss for Yum, but we're hoping that they're able to pull together. Thoughts on this game, Kat? What are you thinking?
I think it's going to be a really fun, intense game. It seems like both teams throughout the whole tournament have really brought the intensity and really held their own ground. So this will be a really interesting game to watch. And also both teams have always brought a lot of intensity, a lot of speed. So it'll be fun to see this really fast-paced game, and hopefully they'll be able to carry that speed that they brought throughout the whole tournament.
Exactly. Red's version came out of a semi against Breakfast Club here out of Ontario, and it appeared to be a little bit more of a tight game compared to the other side where Yum played against Nomo from Alberta. Yum seems to have maintained the lead over the majority of the game, and so I think Yum comes in with a little bit more, I don't know if I'd say easier path, but the semi definitely seemed to have been a little bit more to their advantage, so it's going to be interesting to see how each of these teams show up today. We see here, we're going to have an ISO here with Trainer on the close sideline, McKenna with the disc. McKenna gets it to the side. Now we have Hayden in the middle of the field here, looking for a flick upfield. And she tries the long shot to her new fiance, James McKenna. Not completed, unfortunately. We have Puckrin here to pick it up. Middle of the field to Fortin. Fortin looking to Dos Santos. To Puckrin, she fakes him out and gets that punched in with Viv Fortin.
fun fact about Viv Martin, that's actually my sister, and I'm actually adopted. And not even kidding.
Yeah, we didn't know if that was a joke from one of them. I actually tried before this match to write down all the Team Canadas that Britt Dos Santos was on, and I ran out of paper, so I stopped.
Fair.
I would assume anytime in the last 10 years, if there has been a Team Canada, you will find Britt Dos Santos' name on that roster. So we have Red here, around to Brown, who shoots it right away to Steph Graves. Doesn't get that catch. Deed there by Crystal Dos Santos. Kevin J picking it up to Birch. Straight away to that up the line, but she gets it to McCrae. We have Birch coming back for that open under. Ooh, nice layout here from Brown. Birch puts it deep, and that is not completed. A couple back and forths here. We're starting all off with a couple turnovers. Turner here picking it up. Brown, another deep shot. And that is caught. That is caught by Smith.
Now, Brown was a really strong player in the last game against Breakfast Club. She was one of their top scorers.
Yes, Jessie Brown, quite the force that we have to contend with. She's a strong player. She was on the Masters women's team that competed in California this year. Definitely, she was on the long roster for the World Games team, so she comes in with a wealth of experience and some grit on her hands. So we have here Polaz picking it up, looking off a couple shots. Nice hands here. Yum, with a collection of Hound players, some Sixers players. So it's a real collection of people all over Ontario. Canfield gets it back to Polaz. Polaz to Ramich. Ramich on the step of the goal. And she tries to come back for that goal. And Polaz, oh, that's such a nice D by Ferrero Wong. She has been a strong defensive presence. We saw her in the semifinal. She puts her body on the line. She has some grit to this game. And, oh, we almost saw a Callahan here. There are a few things that fire up players like scoring Callahan. That'll get the mood going. So you have Polaz here. Super dump back. Canfield back to Polaz. And punches it in to Ramich. Ramich, a very skilled handler. Played on the mixed team that played in Australia. She plays as a very strong handler here at Stella team in Ottawa. So I'm expecting that we're going to see her a lot on the field.
Yum's mantra is to make space and let your teammates cook up something yummy.
Oh my God. They're so Gen Z. I love it. What is that? You gotta love it. And here we see McKenna to Trainer. And if there's one thing we learned from the semi is that this pair of people, Trainer and McKenna, they work together super well. To Hayden. Hayden gets it to Darling. Darling looking for that end zone, gets it to McKenna in the middle. McKenna tells him to move out of the... This feels like a dream of repetition. McKenna to Trainer, honestly, was at least 50% of the points in the semifinal. It was scoopers or hammers. So if I have, obviously I can't be biased, but if I had to give Yum some advice, I'd tell them, you gotta watch out for those scooper hammers from McKenna all the way to Trainer. Yum here picking it up on the far sideline. We have Ramich with it in her hands to Canfield. Canfield to Polaz. Polaz with a quick release backhand all the way down the field to Ramich. And that's considered a goal.
Now, Yum has been a team that's been there since 2017, and their strategy for O-line and D-line is just to have a three-line system where they have an O-line, a D-line, and a swing line.
Interesting. Sometimes people choose to work in pairs. Others will try and work with an O-line thinking that they like the consistency of having people pick it up and do an initiating cut often enough. So I like to see the difference in strategy here from the teams. So we have Trainer with the disc in her hands right now. And Darling pointed to the end zone, and that's slightly too far. We have Jay picking it up on the far sideline. Ooh, quick to Birch, and that's just a tiny bit too far. A couple quick shots on both sides here.
A little bit too much height and a little bit too far.
Around to Trainer. Trainer with the deep shot to Brown, and feels like a deja vu. So we have a bit of a far shot here to the end zone. It's not completed. Puckrin to pick it up on the far sideline. Jay dancing a little bit here in the lane, but gets to the end zone. Dos Santos with the disc in her hands. Gets it to Puckrin. Puckrin to Jay. Jay to Dos Santos. Jay makes a good cut to the end zone. Dos Santos looks for Birch. And Birch looking to Dos Santos, her teammate of many years on the Sixers, and that's not completed. I love the way that Yum does set up their end zone because they really focus on having one person identified in that end zone space, which makes it allows the space for the person on offense to really have the opportunity to get open. Brown with the high release backhand. Nice save by Darling here. McKenna around, back to Brown. Oh, McKenna with the quick movement, the double coverage in the end zone, and he's able to get it.
Now, fun fact about Red, a lot of these Red players are a mix of Salty and Red Circus players.
I think Kelsey Hayden is a coach for Dead Circus or Red Circus, one of those two. So there's a lot of great people on this team. Polaz picks up the disc here on the far sideline. Canfield, backfield. Looks off a couple people. And to another Canfield. I'm assuming that's either brother, sister, or husband, wife. Ramich gets in a bit of a scuffle there, but she seems fine. And Polaz tries to get it up the line, and it works. Shout out to Turner. He was right there. I think Turner is the captain of this team, if I'm not mistaken. Seen a lot of movement here from Red. They're working well together. This is something we also saw in the final. If you guys want to go see the final, the semis for Red was also televised, and they did a great job of circulating the disc. It goes through McKenna's hands quite a bit, but he's a very confident thrower and is doing a great job quarterbacking this offense.
I was just going to say Puckrin and Dos Santos are both captains for Yum. Dos Santos being the spirit captain.
Gotcha. Awesome. Darling with the disc in his hands to Hayden. Hayden back to Darling. Looks off McKenna. Goes to Hayden. Hayden trying to get it to Trainer. Trainer isolated in that end zone. Some good defense here by Keith McRae. Doing a good job. Keith McRae here was the mixed athlete of the year, I believe. Played on the mixed team in Australia. Did a lot of good work. So there's the score. An update for you. It's 4-3 Yum. We're still very early in this game. Looking forward to seeing a lot of great plays. Polaz with the disc to Canfield. Canfield not quite getting it there to Canfield, but gets it back to Polaz. Polaz around to Canfield. And ooh, Lana Ramich was very open in that end zone. It was a tough positioning. You either had to throw a hammer or a very quick high release backhand, or a very quick backhand, but feels like he released it just a bit too late. Jesse Brown here going to come take it in the middle of the field. And around to Smith. Smith gets it to Graves.
And we've seen a lot of this. Like, teams that send it backfield is always really advantageous.
Jesse Brown, the athletic take here. She is not afraid to put her body on the line. I was saying in the semis, she'll end a tournament with layers and layers of tape, but she'll keep playing all the way to the end. Viv Fortin here picking up the disc. Shout out to both these teams. A lot of women picking up the disc, showing that they're confident handlers. We love that. Britt Dos Santos getting on that little cross to McRae. Back to Dos Santos. To Puckrin. Puckrin back to Dos Santos. Goes straight to upline. Tries to make it all the way up, and he jumps it in for the score.
Fun fact about sisters, I don't know if people have noticed, but there's also the Dos Santos sisters on Yum.
The iconic Dos Santos sisters, yes. Both coming out of... yes, so both Dos Santos sisters playing Sixers for a long time. Crystal, a queen of beach. Showed her skills on many a beach team. So McKenna to Trainer. Trainer to Darling. Darling to McKenna. Gets it to Brown. This is an O-line that we saw multiple times on the semi. These four play really well together on red. Back. Brown getting open on the open side. And she fakes the scuba. Tells McKenna to go upfield. Brown is not shy to point to where she wants people. She'll tell you where to go. You better obey. And Brown gets it looking for that end zone. Quarterbacking her offense, and she gets it done.
That's the best kind of communication, when your thrower can tell you, go there.
Go there now. So they punch it in. 5-5 right now.
I feel all weekend, all these games have been very tight and great exchange of points. So we have Yum with the offense here. Ramage with the disc.
Polas back to Canfield. Polas, oh, that quick release. That was nice. And these are throws that have 4-on-4 is so quick. You have to have a quick release. And sometimes it's an adjustment for players. Like having that backhand is easier to release than flick is. But that's something that makes you such a good 4-on-4 player.
I don't think that score's right.
So we've had conflicting reports on score.
They're up one break, but we started on outside 6-6. It should be tied, whatever it is.
It's 6-6. It's 6-6.
We're having some back and forth here on the score, but we're sixes all around. Okay. McKenna here with the hammer to Hayden. Ooh, McRae here poaching off. Is that going to be a tough decision? Sometimes you just got to make it a split-second decision, and fortunately that one didn't really pay off for Yum. Red punches it in, 7-6.
John's version.
John's version. Shout out to John. So we have a split stack here. Ramage getting in the lane. But we have a Canfield with the disc. Canfield to Canfield. Around to Polas on the line. Polas rocking that mustache. Canfield with the disc on the far side. Canfield to Ramage. Ramage looking for that end zone. She has Canfield trying to get open. To Polas up the line, and he's trying to get that hammer off with Ramage. Tries to get her toes in, but that's called not in. Canfield looking for that end zone. Can he punch it in with Ramage? It's going to go back, and that quick backhand Polas. It's deadly right now. Yeah, that quick backhand release to the break side is proving effective for Yum right now. We have sevens all around.
So with Red being an offense now, I know we have to look out for Darling because he's going to be a huge downfield scoring important player, and because of his athleticism.
He is very athletic. He has been cutting nonstop. Semis, finals. Very important player here for Red. Hayden to Darling. Darling gets that big flick around, but it is not completed. Trainer Trainer's good, getting up on Birch. Birch with the disc here. Centers to Dos Santos. Dos Santos looking for Birch. Jay looking to get a win. That's not going to happen, but it's going to Dos Santos to McCray. McCray looking for that Birch. Ooh!
And that is a break point for Yum.
That's a big move right there. That was a tight space, and that is how you see it done at 4-on-4. They're tight spaces, and you've got to be able to take those shots, and that's a team like Yum, have a lot of experience. They show up here, and they're ready to put it all on the line.
So I know this is a huge game for Yum because they had a placement of 3rd or 4th at the C4UC regionals. There was a weather interruption.
Yes,
they
the
dropped a close game
snowpocalypse.
to they dropped a close game against Breakfast Club. So this is really Yum coming back for resilience.
And we have a score here for Red. And get it on a nice break around. Red, we talked about this in the last broadcast. They came in seeded 11th, I believe. So this is quite the history-making tournament for them. They have proved against all odds that they're really here to show their skill. We have Yum picking it up here. Nice around to Canfield. Canfield to Canfield. Pola is trying to get open. Back to Canfield. To Polas. Polas with that quick backhand. And Lana Ramic really showing what she can do. And that's a score for Lana.
Toes in.
Toes in.
Maybe we got another Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes. She's so athletic. Lana considered a handler, but honestly, with that athleticism, she is quite the threat on the field. Jessie Brown going to pick it up. Something that we hear a lot on Stello, team that she plays for in the summer.
And you know, a lot of the teams that are most successful is the ones that use all of their players. All of the players are confident to pick up the disc. All of the players receive the disc as well.
Could not agree more. I find the most successful 4-on-4 teams really know how to utilize, especially the women on their team, and can find their strengths and make sure that they show up on the field and they are highlighted.
Do not underestimate your female matching players.
Facts, Kat. Big facts. Darling here to McKenna to Jessie Brown. Looking off Darling. She's trying to get that scuba out. Gets it to McKenna. Gets it back to Brown, who catches it, although Crystal Dos Santos was right there, working extremely hard on defense, making that matchup for Jessie a little bit tough. Make it work, Crystal. I respect that.
The angle that Jessie put for her scuba was perfect, especially with being inside your dome. You don't have any wind, but if you're so used to playing wind, and I'm sure out there is pretty windy, it's pretty great that she's able to adjust her throws.
It's true, eh? Because you play 4-on-4 and you show up here and you have to throw these throws that you don't really do on an outdoor schedule. If you play in the summer, a scuba or a hammer, if you throw those, I don't know, once a tournament, that's a pretty good achievement. So when you get to 4-on-4 and you have to throw it consistently, that's just a sign of a good thrower. Hayden here coming in to try and play some help defense. Ramic gets it to Canfield. Canfield up the line to Polas. Polas trying to get it back to Canfield across the field for a quick scuba to Ramic, and that's called in. Ramic doing a really good job of showing her agility here. We can see that she's really trying to be conscious of where her feet land, and that will help a team when you're playing 4-on-4 in a tight field. We have Red picking it up on a horizontal stack here. McKenna with the disc in his hands. Looking for a cross field to Darling. To Brown. Brown. Oh, big fake. Seems a little confused about what she's getting in terms of cuts. Gets it to McKenna, middle of the field. Ooh, almost a hand block there. Good flick by Trainer. Trainer gets it to Brown. Brown to Darling. McKenna, nice in cut. Faking that taking that hammer. But he tries to get it off, and it's completed. Viv probably said something cheeky there to Brown.
Wouldn't surprise me.
We love that. We love that ambiance here. It's a good matchup.
She's even got her cheeky smile
She
that she
does,
gave
right?
us.
She knows.
She knows.
We're saying nothing but nice things. Don't you worry, Fortin.
We have to. My mom's listening.
Shout out to Madame Fortin.
Gorka.
Apologies. Best Cairo in town.
Yes, there we go.
Canfield looks off Polov. Gets it to Canfield on up the line. There's a call on the field. Coming in on stall 3.
Now, here's the thing I found with juniors is that they had really great spirit of the game, really great communication with each other. And I'm a beautiful attempt of a world's greatest. But as I was saying, it's really nice to see the adults here also being able to communicate effectively and peacefully with each other.
I agree. The spirit in this game has been great so far. Woo. Canfield here trying to contribute on defense. Oh, nice catch here. See quite the vert to Ferrero Wong. She got it on the line. She gets it to Major Nudging, who punches it in for a score to Graves. 11-10 red, Josh's version.
And just a shout out to Nova Scotia. I know that there's a lot of Nova Scotians tuning in and listening to this game.
The community is strong in Nova Scotia. I'm sure they're really proud of their team here. They're playing amazing Frisbee here in Ottawa. So we have a bit of a setup here. Nice around throw here by Fortin. And another one by Dos Santos, really opening up that field here. Fortin known for her pretty effective throws. Same with Dos Santos. Playing well together here, these two ladies. And she gets a high release to McCrae. Nice look. That was a lady-driven point. We'd love to see it. I think that a big success point of that was the initiating play of Viv Fortin being able to really throw around effectively and quickly to Dos Santos. That allows you to open up the field and put you in a better position. Brown here quarterbacking her offense and pointing to where she wants it to go. Big hammer cross field that's not successful. We have Canfield here, and that is halftime. Maybe that's why Brown was trying to QB what she saw downfield. We actually have a special commentator here coming to help us out. We have Devon, who's been watching the game, taking notes. We want to know all his intel. We want to know what's going on. Give us the deets, Devon.
I just want to say thank you, Kim and Sarah and everyone at Also in Canada for giving me the space here to just come in. I might be a familiar voice to the Halifax or East Coast community, picking up with Red Circus a couple times, and I'm also from Ajax, Ontario, so I know the Durham people really well.
Shout out to Durham.
So yeah,
his paparazzi too. Devon's coming here.
So Kim, I haven't been in the booth all weekend. How has it been here?
It's been amazing. We have an all-female team leading with that female energy, making sure that we stay up to it. And we've been rewarded with some outstanding Frisbee.
Okay, now let's get to the game at hand. I just want to highlight, I think it's Kiara, number 2 in the Red Circus Reversible. She's taking a lot of these tough female matchups on Yum, and she's killing it. I think Ferrero Wong, if you've heard her name.
100%.
She's doing that thing that you don't always get rewarded for. You know, she's going for the layouts, but she's locking up some unders. She's taking away some D-strikes. Lana Ramich is putting in an absolute shift right now on Yum right now, putting that team on her back. She's doing a lot to just keep them in this game.
And the score is 11-11, folks. We are keeping this game tight all the way to the end, so it's a nail-biter.
Thank you so much for having me. Good luck in the second half to both teams.
That's our special commentator, Devon, with that ultimate experience. He's also been commentating here and there, so we love to get his input every time we can.
We love Devon.
We love Devon. It brings nothing but good vibes and great energy.
Absolutely. Always a smile on his face.
Yeah, if you are in his vicinity and you can go introduce yourself, he's always the friendliest guy around. So here, starting the second half, we have Yum starting on offense, which turns out will be Probably a very useful thing starting at 11-11 at half here. Polaz with the disc. Keith McRae getting to that end zone uncovered. That was a great initiating cut. Did a bit of that shift or like the indecision. You didn't know where he was going. McRae not a stranger to the disc, and so he's a tough guy to guard. You're not really sure which side of the field he wants.
Also, setting the first point after a half always sets the tone.
So true. Red here, McKenna picking up the disc. We have a split stack with Hayden and Darling on one side, and we have a Trainer on the other. Hayden out for Darling to come in. Hayden completely open on the break side here. It's an unfortunate drop. Hayden's that was a funny interaction. Fortin looking to get that quick backhand.
A quick break point there.
Oh, Viviane. Always making us laugh.
I think there was a hesitation.
Yeah, she played the hezzy a little bit. And so we're keeping it on score, 12-12. Our host Kat here is just loving her time. McKenna with a diagonal vert stack here with red. See Darling here initiated. Looking for his ladies. Kelsey with the catch. Oop, Hayden, pardon me. McKenna to Darling. Looking for that scuba, he chooses against it. McKenna to Trainer. McKenna. Ooh, chooses against that scuba, gets it to Hayden. Hayden, big flick around. That was a nice OI. I have to say that compared to the semis where we saw Breakfast Club trying to stop Trainer and McKenna that were a constant pair scoring wise, I think Yum is doing a pretty decent job of being very tight on Trainer, because it became clear in the last game that was something that McKenna was looking for at all times. A scuba, a hammer on the break side, he was going to get it to Trainer. And so far, Yum has done a great job mitigating that. McRae here on the last line of the end zone to Canfield. A lot of traffic here in the open side. To McRae, there we go. Nice open around. To Polaz, back to McRae. McRae having a Ramich that's streaking deep, and he tries to get it in the IO. She's on the doorstep of the end zone. To Polaz. To McRae. And is he going to try it again? Of course he is. There you go. IO to his leading lady, Ramich.
I love IOs. They're so deadly.
Buttery smooth here. And so when you see that happening on a team, a lot of IOs coming out, sometimes it's just adjusting your mark and shifting a little bit. It's a little bit more of a flat mark as opposed to trying to stop the around. But that's the back and forth that you constantly have to juggle at 4-on-4. Either you try and focus more on stopping the around or the IO. It depends on what the team's specialty is. McKenna here with the disc in his hands. Looking at a bit of a confused stack a little bit. But Darling's able to get open. And that scuba to no one. Fortunately, we're going to have Fortin here picking up the disc for Yum on a tight, really shallow stack. Dos Santos with the disc on the far sideline to Canfield, who manages to keep it in, but oof, he tries something. Miscue here from Dos Santos and Canfield. McKenna requesting a vert stack. We'll see here who initiates. A couple tries. He gets it to Darling. Around. We have Hayden here, who gets faked off. And that's a foul call on Darling. I think I heard the smack. I heard it too. So Darling's going to pick it back up. That means it goes back to zero, stall zero here on an uncontested foul. Hayden looks to get the around. She goes for McKenna. McKenna to Darling. Darling looking upfield. Fortin making a good effort. Ooh, nice job here trying to protect the backfield. And Hayden gets that IO flick around, but it's not completed. Fortin to pick up. Fortin here with the high release backhand.
The immense concentration on that, especially when you feel like your defender is about to intercept it, to then continue following the disc to make sure that you can catch it after, takes huge concentration, and it shows you to never give up on that disc.
100%. Britt Dos Santos getting it done.
What I'm loving about both teams is how effectively they are at making their cuts and really freeing up a lot of space for their opponents and themselves.
Birch here. Oh, they're splitting. I thought she was fronting Brown quite a bit, but they did a good job of here sharing Yum defensive side. Dos Santos keeping up with Brown, even though she's pointing to the end zone. Oh, a tough drop here on Brown. But Dos Santos was right there. Forces you to have to really think about your catch if you have to consider where your defender is. Jay with the pickup to Birch. Birch looks off McCrae. Dos Santos tries to give a cut. Jay with the inside cut. There's a lot of traffic here on the open side.
And it's some risky territory to be playing in your end zone, especially in fours. It just, as we almost saw it before, it's very, you set yourself up for a chance for Callahans, which we love to watch.
I'm hyped for a Callahan, I'll tell you that. All right, we have Turner here with the disc. This is a big super dumb. Ooh, nice D here effort by McCrae. Turner, nice break around to Brown. Gives Brown to Graves. And is that going to be considered in? Yes, it will. Nice backhand break around by Jesse Brown to punch it in for another score. We have Yum up 15-13. Oh man, Jesse Brown going back out. Double shifting.
Iron Woman.
So we have Polaz here picking up the disc. Looking for Canfield. Gonna go for Canfield. And Polaz on the far sideline is Ramich. Brown trying to play the field. Polaz here, and that's a quick release. That guy cannot hold that frisbee for more than 1 second. I am impressed. That is a quick flick release, but unfortunately that is a turnover. I think that was considered down. I went to Ferrero Wong here for red. She gets that backhand around. Brown just never giving up. A bit of chirping here on the Yum sideline.
And even their own players said it was a classic Jess move.
We love it. All these people are friends. There's a lot of compatibility here in the finals. It's a good vibe on the sideline. Canfield catching that. Get it to Polaz. Polaz with that backhand. It felt like Brown was expecting an IO. She was just ready for that coverage and just left that open side just slightly open.
It's a good redemption for Ramich as well, just because she was so close to catching that in the end zone earlier. So great moment for her.
They're getting it done. 3:15. How much time do we have left?
Stay tuned.
To be continued. We started at 40. So we have McKenna here picking up the disc.
So we have 15 minutes left until the end of the game.
There's quite a bit of time here. We have time for a comeback. Keep the faith alive. Oh, and that is a full field scuba. And that's going to get completed. Great hands here by Trainer.
A beautiful toe in as well.
Yeah, she had to multitask that.
You can see the little turf specks go in the air.
There were some sparks from the turf.
Twinkle toes.
Yeah, Trainer has done a great job in the semis. She was definitely a huge factor in the success of the team. Polaz to pick it up on the far sideline here, covered by Turner. Looking for an isolated Ramich. Ramich around to McCray. McCray to Canfield. Canfield gets an open backhand to Ramich. McCray, a little hezzy step, gets it done. He's on the sideline looking for his lady, Lana Ramich, getting open that open side. She knows how to do it.
Something I've noticed also with more advanced teams is recognizing what your other players and where they're going to cut so you don't end up cutting at the same place.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get so excited that you want to make a point that you end up cutting both at the same place and creating more confusion.
It's that
clusters.
anticipation.
Exactly. Tim Hortons soccer.
Who?
Tim Hortons soccer. When you're all clustered.
I've never heard that expression before. Birch here. Oh, they're doing a little split of the women coverage here. But Brown will get it done. There you go. Full field hammer. I sometimes harp on Jessie Brown because I give her feedback and I tell her when I think things are good decisions or not. And that I approve. Good decision. Stamp of approval.
She'll appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll watch this back and just really cherish that moment in her life. She's so used to getting the opposite from me. 17-15 here for Yum.
She's got proof.
She can just play it back to me. Yum picking up the disc with a slight advantage here. Polaz with the disc in his hands. Ooh, nice little quick around. McCray looking to the end zone. Oh! And that Lana Ramich with the hands. Back to McCray. Across the field to Polaz. Looking upfield. Wortman here working hard on defense, trying to double coverage the end zone as well. Graves doing a good job of stopping that around. McCray looking for Lana. Not quite. He's going to look for a round here at Canfield. Ramich on the far sideline. Polaz getting there on up the line.
Let's go, Red.
To Ramich, to across the field to McCray. They're being very patient with this end zone. Just taking their time. Slowly stitching. McCray up the line to Polaz here. Oh, and he's going, and he's gone. That's all the way to the end zone. Apologies here to Wortman. Apparently I said his name wrong the entire last broadcast, so we'd like to issue our apology to the Academy and to all the people listening. His name is Wortman, number 77, out of Red Josh's version. 18-15.
There's a lot of patience with that point too, especially when it's a long point. Patience is the biggest key.
Especially close to the end zone, sometimes you just get antsy. You just want to get it done. But
Get that water break.
Yeah, get that water break. Hayden here with the disc on the close sideline. Big mark here from Fortin. Nice throw. She's able to get that around, all the way around to McKenna. McKenna back to Darling. Darling trying to get that scooper out, but that mark is pretty effective. Canfield doing a good job. Canfield in double coverage. Darling gets it done. It feels like sometimes Yum is trying to, I think this comes from both teams actually. They're trying to watch the end zone and do like a person coverage, but also keeping an eye out for what's happening. And a couple times I feel like it may have bitten them a little bit. Polaz here to pick it up on the far sideline. Flick Force with a flood stack on the open side. Canfield decides against the open side to McCray. Ferrero Wong doing a great job here, person-to-person coverage. Oh, what a D, good job. She really did a great job sticking with her player that entire time. Turner here to pick it up. Carrero Wong completely open. Oof, unfortunate. Seems to have gone through the hands of Smith here. Canfield open. Fakes out to McCrae. McCrae looking for Ramich. And that's just too far of a scuba. Brown able to get a nice round. And a big hammer to Brown all the way downfield.
Not only does she point,
lefty.
not only does she point when she's on handling, but she points when she's cutting. It's so
the
advantageous.
queen of the index. Good job, Jessie Brown. Punches it in to female point. Oh, 18-17. We've got a
Catching
game,
up.
folks. We've got a game.
Those are always the best games. The ones that are neck and neck. Keep you on the edge of your seat. Give
We're
you
here to bring you
goosebumps.
guys a good time. Like, we're here for the entertainment. We're here for the...
It's Kim and Kat.
It's Kim and Kat. And we have a strike right from the start. Fortin gets it off. Canfield. Yeah, off the tip of her fingers. Dos Santos. Yes, queen. We have Fortin here with the back right back to her. Now this is a combo I can get behind. Fortin to Dos Santos. Wow, that was an entertaining little back and forth.
Great chemistry between the two.
Man. Dos Santos with that catch, eh? Put that on the LT World Catch of the Year. Play it back. McKenna with the disc here on the far sideline. We have a diagonal vert stack from Red. Darling streaking deep. Hayden right in the middle. Red's doing a really good job, especially the ladies on Red are doing a good job of outplaying this split defense that Birch and Dos Santos are trying to throw on them. Hayden back to McKenna. To Darling on the far sideline. We have Trainer here. Darling to Hayden. Hayden looked at that end zone. She's got Darling up the line. Can he punch it in? Yes, he can. Trainer for the score. That was a... Is that a break? No, never mind. I thought it was. But it's 18-18. That's exciting. Yeah, like I mentioned, the women that are splitting on defense, oftentimes it's hard to know where to go, and I find that Hayden here did a really good job of positioning herself on the far side of the field to get that easy disc and kind of outplay that defense. Ramich to Dos Santos. And there's a pick call on the field.
This is the first pick all game.
And Canfield going deep. That was so unfortunate. Red player was right there.
The Red player even had his fingers on that one too.
Just like went through the web of his fingers. Great defensive pressure here by Smith.
Again,
and Yum able to punch it in.
That concentration of the other opponent touching the disc and then still having to catch it after. That disc, as soon as it's in the air, is everyone's disc.
So we have a timeout call here by Yum. Up by 1.
And about 6 minutes left, too.
What do you think's going on in that huddle?
I feel like by the body language that they're giving, it seems like they're giving them a huge speech of like, this is really the time to lock in and give it all you got. This is your last game of the tournament. It's the best time to just put it all out there.
I agree. And at this point, this is game 6, 7 of the weekend. And so this is when you start feeling the aches and pains. And this is when you really have to push through, get that mental fortitude.
And not all players on both teams are just seniors division. Like some of them play masters.
Yes. You know what they say about masters players? I'm just going to leave it at that.
I was going to say, they like their pick calls.
And we have Darling here with the disc to Hayden. And a big around here. Turner comes down with it to Darling. Darling looks off Trainer, gets it back to Turner. Turner tries to get that big around flick. I felt like it didn't look in from here, but I am not the best perspective, and I respect their call. Dos Santos calling it in here. And we're at 20-19. Yum leading by 1.
Now, just a little score update on the other field. We have Nomo and the Breakfast Club laying each other. Nomo leading with 21 and the Breakfast Club leading with 17.
Huh, interesting. Good job, Alberta. Polas picking it up here for Yum. McCray doing a good job here with his getting open in the lane. Far side to Dos Santos, back to McCray. Ramich getting open side, and she goes long to Polas. And here we go. 21-19. You have 4 minutes left? Not even.
Not even. It's, we've about 3 minutes left. Game ends at 3:30.
Love it. Love it, love it. So up by 2. Here is Red's version on O. This is a major point for them right now. If they're able to cement this, cinch it in, we have ourselves an interesting last 2-3 minutes. Now, did we think that was in? Bit of discussion here. Could be in the field, could be in the end zone. Waiting to get reports from the field.
Looks like they're looking at some sideline help as well.
It's going back to the thrower, so it was a bit contested here. Coming in on stall 2. Disc in the hands of Trainer. She's going to get it around to Turner. Turner to Hayden. Hayden to Darling. Darling telling Trainer to come closer. Turner here trying to get it to Darling, and that is quite the catch up by Darling. 21-19 with under a minute to go.
With under a minute to go. No.
So this is where the game is decided. If Red can get a big defensive play here, this is a great choice of player on the field. We've seen Ferrero Wong put some impressive defense, and we have Darling with the big D play. And Brown trying to get it all the way, and that is completed for Red. Josh's version. And we have 21s all around.
This might be the craziest final games. Imagine a finals game winning on a universe point.
I have to get up. I can't sit down anymore.
And there's
there's the whistle, guys. We have a universe point game to get us to the gold medal. We have 21-21. It's curious to see who they're going to put on the field here.
They've also got quite the crowd now coming to watch.
You can see here from the stream, we're filling up on all sides of the field. All the other games are done, and so now this is the kind of pressure we love to see, people having to show up and play under. It makes for great, great ultimate.
Now, just a fun fact, Yum was a winner in 2022.
Interesting. Okay. They're coming back for a little win 3 years later. All right. So we have a Trainer, Brown, Darling, Turner line against Polas, McCray, Ramich, and Dos Santos. This is quite the line that we've seen. Polaz around to Dos Santos, who gets it to Ramich with a laying out Brown. Oh, Brown is not going to let that go. She's going for it. Dos Santos with a nice cut. And we get around to Polaz. Polaz with a quick backhand to Ramich. To Dos Santos in the middle of the field. And there we go. Yum punches it in for Ontario. And that's it, folks. Honestly, big shout out to Red Joster's version. They were here for quite the story.
And had a great comeback as well. They were down a couple points, and the fact that they climbed back up to push it to a universal.
And we've seen them twice in big games, and honestly, both times people have nothing but respect for that team. They have been so fun to play against. They're a great showing here at Canadian 4-on-4 Nationals. We'd like to shout out our sponsors one last time. Be Ultimate, Discraft, Ottawa Tourism, and Chocolat Favori, Orléans. I am your host, Kimberly Moret-Coulombe.
And Kat Martin.
We thank you guys. It's been an amazing weekend. Congratulations to Yum, the 2025 4-on-4 National Champions.